Hey, what's up, guys? Mystic Shot Podcast, episode 22. We're going in strong. Yo, this one, I got a lot of hate for one card specifically.
I'm ready. You know I'm ready for hate. Like, that's, when it comes to video games and, like, people that, like, play cards that are really good, but you hate them, that's my thing. Like, I'm ready for that, so bring it on.
Yo, I don't know how you feel about this one card, but yo, oh my gosh. Honestly, it's made me take a little bit of a break from Runeterra. I have been, to be honest, for the last, like, maybe, I mean, since not just the patch came out, but probably for like the last like 3 or 4 days, I've been playing this other game that it's not a card game or anything, but it's just a different game. But it just made me take a break because I've just been it's just everywhere. It's just this specific card around this deck is just everywhere, and it's annoying.
I mean, think about it. Look, okay, think about it. Like, if you hate this card, how do you think I feel about it? Like, I'm sure that I've got some salty stories about it.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm sure at this point everyone knows the card I'm talking about. If you know about Runeterra, and you've been talking to people that play the game for a good amount of time, I'm sure everybody hates Go Hard at this point. Like, at this point, Go Hard needs to get up out of here. Like, I'm just so tired of this card. I'm tired of this card. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it was a few episodes ago when I was talking to Gomez about this card, and he was like, "Nah, it's fine." And I'm just like, this card is so broken. Like, this card literally does everything. It does everything for 1 mana. It's so broken. Like, not only does it stop you from decking out, from dying to aggro, to, like, oh my god, this card has so much utility for 1 mana. It's so broken. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they came up with this card for 1. It's like the best way for me, in my opinion. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sword. I want you. I want you to get in on this hate. I want you to get in on this hate.
I feel as though the game designers, when they made it and they made it slow speed, I really think that they felt like that was going to be enough of a thing to hold the card back. You know, you could lose a lot of tempo. No. There's no reactionary plays with it, but it's not like it's 1 mana. It like I'm gonna share a deck later with you guys where it's got Ballistic Bot in it, and it's like literally I just sit there and click the 1 mana spell over and over again, and just let my opponent make mistakes, right? Like, I'll spend 1 mana and wait to see the next stupid thing that you're gonna do.
Exactly.
You know, like,
exactly.
So that's
the thing.
So you're not losing tempo. All you're doing is gaining momentum.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the card does. It's huge momentum, and it's really frustrating that, you know, it's choking down, and it's not so bad now that this new expansion came out. It's not as bad. Go Hard is not nearly as prevalent as it was before, like right before the seasonal tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But it's choking down lots of other playstyles like aggro, and that's where kind of I sort of like Go Hard, because like aggro decks, like if you're running into aggro on the ladder every match, it gets a little frustrating too. But
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, I hate Go Hard. Like, it's gotta get changed around. But like that the Twisted Fate Go Hard deck would probably still be good if Go Hard was nerfed, like, even really heavily.
Honestly,
it would still be good.
It would still be a good deck. Like, even if they, and that's what I was about to say. I was about to say, how would I nerf the card, right? A lot of people have thrown out a lot of different ideas, like make it so that if whatever you target with the original Go Hard, like say for instance you target something with Go Hard, and if you kill the card, right, it dissipates, right? It doesn't go through. I think that is one way they could do it, but I don't think that really solves the problem. Like,
so you're saying like the card is exactly how it is, except it cannot deal lethal damage to a unit? Is that what you're saying?
No. Like, okay, so you know how if you glimpse a card, right? And if they somehow kill the card.
You're talking make it fizzleable?
Yes.
Like, so the secondary part of shuffling
yes,
two of them into your deck?
doesn't happen. I think that's a decent nerf, but it doesn't really correct the card.
Right, because it sort of makes it so that decks with very low interactability
still can't do anything.
Can't really function against it, but that's kind of just the nature of a card game ladder, I think. Like, so if that nerf actually does happen, then they're going to have to change around a lot of things, though, because there's a lot of cards. Like, Get Excited is a card where it does not fizzle even if you cancel its target and things like that, because all that card wording is incredibly similar, so there would have to be some changes to some other cards too.
Wait, Get Excited doesn't fizzle?
To their text.
Wait, Get Excited doesn't fizzle? You sure?
Get Excited does not fizzle.
Oh, it still goes through? That's crazy. Yep,
the spell still goes off no matter what.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
It's because you have to discard a card.
Oh, okay.
Because if the spell fizzles, then you're like, well, what happened to my card?
True. You're basically giving up two things for one. So they made it unfizzable. That makes sense, I guess. But with Go Hard, you're not giving up anything. You're not even giving up tempo. You're just playing a 1-mana card. Oh yeah, and that's another thing that I was gonna say when you said your point, and that just rung off a bell in my head, is the biggest thing with Runeterra, especially when you start getting better at the game, is there's this little thing called passing. Passing priority.
I never heard that.
You never heard of passing priority?
No.
It's very prevalent in this game, like extremely. So whenever you play a spell, right, you're passing your opponent the priority to do something. And Go Hard allows you to make a non-committal play by passing the priority to your opponent for them to slip. It basically gives them a chance to make a mistake.
Right.
And that in my opinion, I'm not saying that that's the biggest problem with Go Hard, but it definitely is something that I think the devs should think about when they make cards that are 1 mana. Because it allows you to make a very uncommittal play. It's like, oh, I'm just Go Harding. And you're looking at it like, damn, should I stop this? Should I not? Like,
yeah, that's kind of the thing about it. And we can, like, I'm ready to, like, dig really deep into the idea of playing non-committal and how it is so good in this particular card game.
Yes,
and
for sure.
The Go Hard, the Twisted Fate Elise that sometimes splashes a Gangplank, Go Hard, Shadow Isles, Bilgewater deck is so good because it either has really low committal plays for cheap mana cost, or it has cheap mana cost, high impact cards like Twisted Fate, like Zap Sprayfin, and the synergies that are in that deck are insane. And the ability to do, like 5 to 6 things beginning on turn like 3 and 4 is crazy, because a lot of other playstyles of decks are not that way. It's, I need to get my most valuable card onto the board now so I can get value out of it. But Go Hard's like, well, I'm gonna get all this stuff on the board, or it's kind of like right now the Go Hard deck, I believe, and this has kind of been like a stigma around Bilgewater for a while now, it's these Bilgewater plus control decks, like the TF Swain, or now the TF Go Hard deck. It's their ability to go wide, like that, is really strong as well, because the early game of Go Hard is nuts. Like, it has a very small window in the mid game where you can take advantage of it, but other than that, Go Hard is like so good all around that particular deck.
Yeah, it's a really overall really overall deck. Like, Like, there are very small holes, but those holes can be filled by things. Like, if you know your hardest matchups is like Fearsome and like what really count? Like, Fearsome is like the biggest counter to this deck, and really hyper aggressive strategies. That's like the biggest counters to go hard. And there are cards in Shadow Isles
Ionia
counter
Precious
that.
Go hard. Ionia
Oh yeah,
go hard
Fiora. I honestly, in my opinion, I feel like Fiora Shed has an even matchup. I don't know why. I haven't seen any. I don't know. Maybe it depends on who pilots it.
Draven Ezreal's like probably actually has a winning percentage over Go Hard as well.
Wait,
But
against this deck?
else-
Against this deck, really?
Against Go Hard? It's at least 50-50.
It's painful. You know, I was playing that deck a lot last season. It's painful. It's an uphill. You're fighting an uphill battle, honestly.
Every deck is against Go Hard.
Like, I hate this deck. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, I just hate this deck. I just hate Go Hard. This card is just fundamentally broken for this game. Like, honestly. And I don't know why people are saying it's okay. Honestly.
Yeah, a friend of mine who I've been gaming with for like a decade almost.
Mm-hmm.
He started picking this game up, and I was talking to him about decks that he might play or play styles that he might want to play, and I was never going to introduce him to Twisted Fate Go Hard because I didn't want to like spoil the game for him. Like, oh, this game is really easy. Like, he's not that type of guy, right? But like, I was never gonna just say like, oh yeah, this is definitely the best deck, because it is.
No, it is. This deck is like one of the best decks, and it's been like that for a while since Go Hard came out, and they basically figured out like, oh, Zap Spray Fin plus Go Hard equals GG.
Right.
Like, once they figured that out, I feel like the deck built itself. Like, honestly, the deck pretty much built itself. It was like, okay, all right, so we got Spray Fin in here, we got Go Hard. What else are we gonna put in? We already know we're in Shadow Isles and Bridgewater. All right, so what else are we gonna put in here? They're thinking
bunch of card draw.
Exactly.
All the card draw.
And then they're like, oh wait, we have card draw, so let's play Twisted Fate. Like, this deck built itself, like, honestly. And then I guess when they saw that they were losing the mid game, they played one Gangplank instead of triple Elise.
Yep.
So like, that's what I'm saying. This deck built itself. Like, nothing about this deck is in my opinion, nothing about this deck is like hard to grasp or hard to understand. Like, it's pretty simple concepts.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree.
like but you understand what I'm saying, right? Because most meta decks are hard to play. That's the point,
right?
Like, in my opinion, Draven Ezreal is a very hard deck to master. It's not a hard deck to play, but it's a hard deck to master. This deck is not hard to master. In my opinion, this deck is not a hard deck to master. You literally just play. It's like once you know the matchups, it's easy to play, and you basically mastered it. Like,
yeah, you basically just go like, well, I'm just gonna play all the cards that say that I get to draw more cards, and then I'll just keep getting Go Hards, and then on turn 6 I'll win.
Literally. Like, I'll clear the board and then wait for my opponent to do something.
And
for
if
one
I don't
mana,
win, then I'll just wait till turn 9 and Ladros. Like, it's
like,
really easy.
This deck is silly. This deck is so silly. All right, but all right, enough hate. This deck is so. Oh my god, I hate this deck. Anyways, I don't think in Runeterra, I don't think there's been another deck that I've hated like this, to be honest.
The thing is, though, is I read on Twitter yesterday that we're not seeing balance changes until February.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. That's why I'm sorry. I've just taken a break. Like I can't deal with this deck. Like I can't deal with having to play around go hard every single time, and then it's unfizzable. So I'm basically whatever I'm playing around, I can't play around it, and it's 1 mana. There's literally no playing around go hard. There is no counterplay. The counterplay is playing cards that you don't care about them being go hard. That's literally the counterplay. That's stupid. That's stupid as hell.
Sending out the sacrificial lamb cards.
Literally, that's the counterplay.
Yep.
All 1 mana cards, all one health cards in this game are just dead. They're unplayable because of go hard.
A lot of them are, yeah.
And then the funny part is whatever go hard doesn't beat, right? Like in my opinion, the biggest challenge for this deck is Field Rush. That's the biggest challenge for this deck. Because they can just keep clearing the board and healing harder than this deck can.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the Field of Rush, the Shadow Isles version is slightly edging out the go hard late game.
Yeah.
But it has no early game like go hard does.
True.
Its mid game can be okay if you can get like an Enraged Jetty and a Trundle on the board, like turn 5 or 6.
And pretty much just Turtle.
You can, yeah.
But
Trundle.
But here's the thing. The thing about it, in my opinion, is that that deck pretty much counters this deck. Because if I'm not playing anything early, you don't have anything to go hard. So they get their go hard slower, which helps this deck even more. Because then that means that they have less burst potential.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying that Field of Rush naturally just... It's not like they're playing differently. They just naturally counter go hard. It's just natural. Unlike other decks, like I'm pretty sure both the decks that we're gonna talk about later, they just hate this deck. Like
go hard?
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean it, dude. It's not bad.
I hate this card. I don't know. I guess it's just how I look at a card fundamentally and what it provides for a deck, and it just makes me be like, damn, why can't every deck have that? God damn. Like why can't I have a go hard in my Ezreal Draven deck?
That would be cheating.
Apparently. But they have it. I'm just sad. Like, why can't I have Tri-Beam at 3? Like, come on. 3 mana Tri-Beam. Let's go, Riot. If we're going to keep go hard the way that it is, I want 3 mana Tri-Beam. Think about it, fam. Think about it.
Let's just have them switch. Have Tri-Beam be 1. And go hard be 3. Or 4. Excuse me.
Whoa, you said go hard before? You wild.
I think pack your bags at 4 mana is an almost fair nerf.
Nah, I think it should be. In my opinion, if they're gonna nerf mana, it can't be 2. It has to be at least 3. Because if it's 2, then that means the whole package is still 6 mana. I don't care about that. What were you gonna say?
I don't know, dude. I feel like 3 is like that's way too high.
What?
I feel like 2 if they're gonna nerf mana to go hard.
No. Like, I was gonna say they should nerf pack your bags.
Pack your bags?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. At least 3. Yeah, if they were gonna nerf just the pack your bag side of it, yeah, at least minimum 3.
I mean, if they're gonna nerf go hard, that's I in my opinion, I think that would be way too much. Because
3 mana? 3 mana would be way too much for go hard, dude. That card would be.
It better be fast because that's
the freaking charts.
It better be fast at that point.
No, they're not changing. They're not changing the speed. Not a chance.
It better be 3 mana fast speed.
They never will.
Because it would be garbage if it's 3 mana.
I feel like I would be happy if it was 2 mana.
Go hard.
Yeah, all of it. Pack your bags.
Ooh, that's so painful. Then Sprayfin cannot search it anymore. Ooh,
yeah, it can.
Okay.
It can.
Oh yeah, it can. Yeah, it can.
It's 3 or less.
It's 3 or less. Yeah. Damn, but that's still gonna be painful though.
Yeah, but they have to give up something finally. Like 2 mana to deal 1 damage. You're giving something up, right?
True. It's not just, I'm just playing my little go hard. Don't worry about me.
It's like, imagine you're playing a Draven Ezreal deck and you have a Mystic Shot in opening hand. You pass turn 1. They pass and they play like a Mountain Goat. And you're like, all right, I can trade my Mystic Shot for this. But they're like, nope, I'm going to raise its health with an Elixir of Iron or something strange. Mm-hmm. How awful does that feel that you just gave up that much tempo? He keeps his unit on board and you just wasted a spell and all you did was level your Ezreal. That's what it would feel like if Go Hard was at 2. Now you're giving up something.
True. Because you would feel like actually buffing it. You would feel like actually responding and not just, they're just doing a 1 mana spell and I'm about to buff it with a 2 mana spell, which is minus. Yeah. True. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they would. I don't know. Honestly, that's probably what's making them think about this patch, in my opinion. Because I feel like there's a lot of controversy between people saying, that Riot nerfs from Reddit and stuff like that. I don't know. I think they do listen to people on Reddit, but I don't think they literally just look on Reddit like, word, nerf that card, say less. Like, I don't think they do that. But I do think they look at Reddit occasionally and then take some of those opinions and maybe use some of it, but definitely not all of it. Because I've seen a bunch of cards on Reddit and they've never even thought about touching them. So I don't agree with that. But what I do agree is they definitely do need to touch Go Hard for sure. Next patch.
Agreed.
But all right, we can get into some decks. Would you like me to go first, or would you like to go first?
Do it. Okay. Whatever. It's all good.
All right, so I'll go first. So my deck for tonight is Lucian Undead.
Oh no.
So I like playing combo variant. I like Butcher with Everstalker actually. I was really on the fence with playing Pesky Spectre, but
I love that card. I love that card so much.
It's like I don't really have room. That's my only problem. Like if I was gonna play Pesky, I would have to cut like either Rekindler or Tatiana or something. Like I would have to cut something that I want just to use this as a combo piece, and then if I don't draw it, then I'm really set back. That was my thinking about it. But it has the normal stuff for Shadow Owls, Butcher with Bark Beast, the newest card Evershade, which in my opinion, this card is really strong actually.
It can be really good. It could be really, really good.
I have. You know what I use this card for? Because I'm playing Shark in this deck, so I can literally just. I have a trigger for my Shark every turn.
Yeah, I can get behind that idea. Now, when you called this a combo variant, I really, really thought that I was going to see a 3 of freaking what's it called? The 6 mana spell.
Which one?
Creates a 5 cost. Why can't I think of it? Oh my god.
Oh, Remembrance.
Remembrance, yes, thank you.
I was thinking about playing this too, but I'm just trying to figure out where I would put it. Because I'm playing Plaza, so I have to play Grizzle Ranger. Like, like this card is nutty with Grizzle Ranger. But
Grand Plaza at a 2, you're brave. Is that to fit the harrowing?
Yes, exactly.
So you have another win condition. I guess that. Yeah.
And then Hecarim, Hecarim levels up really easily in this deck.
Yeah, he does.
Like honestly, he levels like a lot of the time when I play Hecarim on 6, he's already leveled. He attacks and levels.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's like, and then you rekindler it back if they kill it or whatever. It's just. It just gets out of hand, and then you have harrowing for the just in case, like, oh, I didn't kill them. All right, we got harrowing. Like that's pretty much what this deck is. But I like the combos with Butcher, with Everstalker, cause sometimes with Evershade, cause sometimes you can literally bank, and then you go Haunted Relic, into no. Most times what I do is Haunted Relic into Everstalker so that I get to keep the copy, and then if I have any sharks that have already died, because I'll usually just play this on turn 2, just attack with it.
Yeah.
So that when I Haunted Relic, that I can get it, I can literally have like a full board. That's a full attack. That's a full swing. And then if they don't block, it's literally like 8 damage on turn 3. Like, it can get spicy. And then if you have Lucian on board on top of that, he just instantly levels. Cause that's 5 people.
So if you have Plaza in hand, are you still playing Shark on 2 no matter what?
I would definitely think about it. Like, okay, a good hand to keep, in my opinion, is Plaza, let's talk about weird. Because I'm about to talk about a really optimal hand. A good hand to keep is something like Butcher with a Relic, Lucian, and like a Hecarim. That's a really good hand. It looks weird.
That's a really good hand not to have Grand Plaza in.
Yes. And that happens, and to be honest, or like a Bark Beast plus a Haunted Relic, Lucian, and well, not Lucian, Hecarim, but like if you have one of the champions and like a supporting card, like Senna or like Shark or any of these cards, to be honest. Any of the 3 drops, like Grizzle Ranger and Senna, they're like supporting cards. They support the champions. So then, if you draw basically any of the 2 drops minus Glimpse, because Glimpse isn't just really in here for you to keep drawing, then if you have Butcher, then you do weird stuff on turn 3. Like, this deck basically pops off on turn 3, but it does have early game because you have because you do have Bark Beast as well. So I don't know. This deck is just, I don't know. It just pops off. It's just weird. I don't know. So like you'll be looking at your hand and you're just like, damn, this is so weird. This is so clunky. But then you just pop off. Like like that was like that time when I was watching you play what's the name?
Prankster.
Play Prankster, yeah. And I was like, why are you keeping that hand? And you just popped off. And I was like, damn.
Nah, man. Watch this.
Yeah. This deck literally does the same thing sometimes. Like, you end up with, like, 2 Bark Beasts. I mean, with Bark Beast and Ravenous Butcher on turn 3, which is 6 damage. And then you have the what's the name? The Haunted Relic. If you have a Lucian, or if you draw Plaza, then you don't feel bad, because if you have Plaza plus Relic, you're just chilling. You're like, oh, I'm about to get some 2/2s with Challenger. Thank you very much. like nah. This deck has a lot of combos. It's just you have to see the line sometimes. You have to look at your hand and be like, oh, okay, I see it now.
That's why I'm really shocked to not see Remembrance in this, because you can pull some crazy stuff off with it.
Crazy stuff. I mean, just looking at it, I might pull out this Remembrance, maybe. But
like I feel like Tiana is.
She's out of place.
I feel like she's so good, but like, yeah, I think she is sort of out of place. Like the rally does make sense, it does, but at 8 mana, like I feel like if you're gonna rally and you're gonna spend 8 mana on it, you're just winning more, right?
True. Wow, this card literally combos, like, because a lot of stuff can die in the first 2 turns and make this like 1 mana.
Yep. Like, you can get some really nutted up hands.
For sure. 100%. Yeah. And then if you have Ravenous Butcher on top of that, this could be like 0 mana. And you're just like, alright, so I guess I'm just gonna 0 mana Remembrance.
I guess, like, if I were to make one more suggestion, I would drop Evershade Soccer down to a 2-of to bump Grand Plaza up to 3 to try to get more consistency with that. Because then you're like, how many Evershade Stalkers do you really need to see, right?
Just 1.
Like if you have 2 of them in your hand, you feel awful. You just feel so terrible.
I mean, that can be true. But most times if I double draw this, then I'll use it early so I can get Shark.
Okay.
So I won't get the Nightfall, because I mean, you really only need the Nightfall like once. Because then once you start using the Nightfall, then you basically have Shark every turn. So then you play Evershade plus something else.
Do you feel like that consistency is worth more than Grand Plaza consistency, though?
I mean, I could try it. I'm sorry. Whoops.
I mean, because you've built this around, like, being able to win without Grand Plaza, so I can see the 2-of happening.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it as Plaza in this deck. In my opinion, Plaza is like an alternate, like, plus. It's like if I have it on board, alright, cool. But if I don't, this deck is still doing a lot. That's how I look at Grand Plaza. Like, this deck, because I mean, the biggest problem with Ephemerals is that they basically just take the damage. They don't care. But if I Shark Chariot with Grand Plaza on board, now I'm basically killing whatever I want. Plus, I get Shark Chariot back.
I'm all about it, dude. Shark Chariot with Grand Plaza is amazing.
It is.
Like, it's definitely really, really strong. What's been beating you?
To be honest, I feel like the biggest competitors for this deck has been anything with silence. Anything with silence. It just completely shuts down this deck. It hits it right in the north. It hits it right in the nuts. Like, you're just like, ooh, they freaking silence your Shark Chariot. And then you're already hitting them and they don't block. You're like, damn, I just played a 2-mana card for nothing. Like, that's painful. Or like if they silence your Grizzle Ranger after it's already challenged something, like, ooh, damn. That is painful. But
Hurts.
Honestly, I think that's the biggest challenge for this deck. But that's about it. Honestly. Like, don't get me wrong, board clear can definitely hurt this deck, but I feel like I don't really care about it usually. Like, if they
there's not too much like Avalanche prevalent on ladder right now.
No, not really. I mean, Avalanche would hurt a little bit, but that's why I'm playing cards like Glimpse. That's why I'm playing. Yeah. I mean, Plaza also helps with that, because then, like, my Lucian comes up with 4/3, or like Bark Beast will automatically be a 2/2, and then I can just glimpse something if I want to. Or if they don't play it the moment that I play Bark Beast, then I can butcher something, make him a 3/3. Like, there's counterplay. It's not like this deck just instantly loses to Avalanche or Withering Well, stuff like that. Or like or like go hard either. Like this deck doesn't instantly lose because then I can play my harrowing and do weird stuff. Like if my Lucian has died and I harrowing him back, and then or my Hecarim has died, I can do super weird stuff because Lucian can level during battle and he can get another attack.
Just remember to hold him in the back line or you will not get your rally.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But
remember to do that.
He'll level and then I'll be able to attack again. So it's just super weird. Super weird.
I dig it. Yeah, this deck can just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, for sure.
It made it so that ephemerals aren't like just like not an archetype. Now they're an archetype because like maybe back in the beta days, ephemerals were kind of an archetype because the pace of the game was so slow. Mm-hmm. But like now ephemerals can be an archetype instead of just like a couple of supporting cards here and there.
Yeah,
throughout other like non-ephemeral decks.
I mean, I was thinking about playing Chronicler as well because a lot of the decks have that, and they were also playing single combat as well, which in my opinion, I don't understand. And also they're playing some have Soul Shepherd. I also don't understand, and then also some have Blighted Caretaker without Curse Keeper, which I also don't understand. I'm like, if you're gonna play Caretaker, then I feel like you automatically are playing Curse Keeper. Like
I feel pretty similar.
Like that's like it's like an auto include in my opinion. Like once you put Caretaker in the deck, you're pretty much putting Curse Keeper. But
I mean, there could be some arguments for Caretaker to be like a one of without Caretaker. You know.
I guess. Yeah, you're right. There could be some arguments, but
because you could do like super cool stuff, like on mana 5, you can Shark Chariot, kill it with the Blighted Caretaker, and you still get your Shark Chariot back. There's some pretty silly stuff that you can do with it.
True. I don't know. I just didn't want to go that route, I guess. Like, there's also some decks with Hapless. I didn't really want to play it. I was thinking about fitting Pesky Spect in him only for more combos.
I'd love it. I would love that.
But there's just, I don't know. I just don't have any space. Like, there's so many like auto clues. Like when you play Lucian, you have to play Senna. If you're playing Shadow Owls, if you're not playing Stalking Shadows, you're crazy. Like
stalking at a 3-of can lead to somewhat bricked hands sometimes, but
it can.
It's relatively consistent.
But I think it makes the deck more consistent in my opinion, because whenever you have a lot of units, like over 24, then this is always gonna hit. Like it's basically 2 mana draw 1 card. And no, I'm sorry, my bad. 2 mana. Look at the top 4. Decide what you want. You Christmas came early this year. Like what? This card is crazy. But anyways, yeah, I just like the flow of this deck. Honestly, it's just a nice flow of a deck. But
yeah, I'm interested to hear what you have to say about it with the Remembrance and the Plaza at 3 now.
Yeah. I think honestly, I didn't think about Remembrance. I'm not gonna lie, but it actually makes more sense in this deck instead of playing Lux's mom. To be honest, it makes more sense.
That's what the name of the card should be actually. Lux's mom.
She's about to give you the hurt. She's about to give you the hurt. But yeah. All right, I'll definitely try it out. I'll try it out for sure.
I'm interested.
All right,
pull mine up. Pull it up. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, the Swerve Special. The Swerve Special. What we got here? Oh.
It's Victor and Swain.
Oh, you did them nasty. Oh, you playing Scorcher? Oh, you did them dirty.
Four copies of landmark removal. Double rummage.
Oh, you did them dirty. Did them dirty. See, this is why Tom Soraka can't even play the game right now.
No, Tom Soraka doesn't exist in my world.
They can't even play the game right now because they're just
So the biggest surprise factor, and I had it as a one-of to start because I wanted to try it, was the laser beam up top. Scroll up. Death Ray, Mark 1. This card is awesome. This card is really good with any deck that has flock in it, pretty much, because it's like such a nice and simple way to, get an early, maybe turn 2 or 3 flock in, and then you start powering up the Death Ray, and then it becomes a Mystic Shot, and then all of a sudden it's a really good version of Get Excited, and they're created cards, so you're synergizing with Victor, and I really like this card. I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's very good outside of Noxus decks that run flock. I think it's okay. You can maybe see it in like an Ezreal, Shadow Isles Go Hard list, possibly. Maybe like a Karina control. You could try to slot it into that, but it's really good in Noxus as like a cheap 1 mana ping. I really like it a lot.
Yeah,
that's been like the all-star for me, but like the whole point of this deck is to just like pick at people, sit there and just ping them with your Ballistic Bot ignitions, powering up your Victor, which is powering up your Swain with the ignitions. You can get to a point where you have like a Swain and 2 Ballistic Bots on board, and you're not so much relying on Leviathan. You have to pass priority to stun somebody, unlike Leviathan, where you can get an open swing if you have the combo on board, but it gives you time to get to Leviathan, which is really nice. And I've been struggling with decks that can go really wide. If I don't draw pretty well, then discard aggro can be a struggle. Because if you don't draw like all your Mystic Shots and all of your, Death Rays and your Thermo, then it can be really tough to deal with wide boards. But this deck has been fun. And Swain's my favorite champion. I want to make Swain work. And I don't know, Noxus and PNZ has been so good together lately that it just works.
Nah, it looks fun. It looks fun.
It's very fun.
The only thing I was gonna ask is, how come you're not playing no static? I mean, I guess the 4-drop slot is already really full.
Yeah, it's tough. It was a mana issue, and that's why I decided to go with the 4 of Chump Wumps and throw Rummages in there for extra card draw. You're kind of going down in card advantage with it, but I think that 4 mana slot for 2 pings is pretty expensive.
I mean, it's warranted though, because against aggro, you can just deal with a lot of their stuff. But you do have the biggest aggro tool, which is Sentry. This you trying to attack with Draven on 3? Stop it. That's a pretty big cop block. I ain't even gonna lie.
So one thing that I love doing with Arachnoid Sentry in particular is on defensive turns, like let's say they have an Elise on board and one other unit, I will stun the other unit and be like, all right, bring it. Go ahead, attack with your Elise. And do stuff like that. But also I will stun like really weak targets to not let them get value as a chump blocker on attacking turns too. And I encourage new players to do that as well. Like, make your opponent do something stupid.
Because
or
then when they swing with that Elise, you have like the perfect blocker.
Right.
You literally have the perfect blocker. Like 9 times out of 10, if they're good at the game, they're passing there. They're passing.
Right.
Because they're just like, that's terrible. Like that's a really bad attack from you. But I mean, you might catch some people out there because they're like, oh, I'm about to do 1 damage. Yeah, do 1 damage. Do 1 damage, buddy.
Yep.
But I could definitely see this deck doing work.
It started out with a 2 of Funsmith, but I had to cut that just due to the frailty of that card, and this deck is already pretty frail.
Yeah.
I've been pondering dropping that 1 of Death's Hand for a 1 of Iterative Improvement just to give me a little bit more flexibility, but I love Death's Hand with a leveled Swain. It's really good.
Nah, Death's Hand is a really good card, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like, cutting it is like, damn. But I don't know if it's good as a 1 of. That's my problem. Like, cause like Guillotine as a 1 of, yeah, I can get behind that. Scorch Earth as a 1 of, yeah, I like that. But Death's Hand is like, it's not really hitting. That's the problem.
Right? No, I agree, but it comes down to my decision because I'm never like, I really need to draw a Death's Hand ever.
Exactly.
Like Death's Hand is just like, it's really good to have, but it's never like
I'm going
to be a win condition.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not like I'm gonna lose because I don't have Death's Hand. Like you might lose because you don't got Scorch Earth. Right. Or you might lose because you don't got Guillotine. But Death's Hand is like, I don't know. It's not really hitting the same. That would be my not only change, but I think this is pretty well made, to be honest. I mean, because even without let's say you cut Death's Hand and you play another, you're probably gonna play another 3-drop. Because I mean, let's be honest, Noxus has like the best 3-drops in the game.
It is good.
But even if you cut Death's Hand, I'm sure you're gonna play another synergistic card to Swain. Because I mean, but I don't know. You could probably
I would cut it for Iterative Improvement.
You would cut it for this? You cut it for Iterative?
I would cut Death's Hand for Iterative, a 1 of.
Oh, you trying to get more centuries?
Yeah, you could do it. You could do that too. Definitely.
I mean that cut wouldn't be terrible. I mean,
yep.
Honestly, I might. Yeah, that seems good actually. Because this as a 1 of is actually really good. Because sometimes you can catch your opponent like off guard. They really think they're about to do something, and then you have a sentry on board, and you're like they like pump something up really hard, and then you just iterative at burst speed and sentry them anyways.
Yeah.
You just pour emote them after that. You're just like, damn, I'm sorry I had to do it to you. I had to do it to you. But
sucks to suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like the overall playstyle of this deck is you're gonna mulligan pretty hard for Ballistic Bot, like almost every single time you want Ballistic Bot in hand, and it's you get Victor out too. You're keeping Victor over Swain every time because Victor is like this ticking time bomb, right? It's like you gotta deal 4 damage to him before something happens. Usually you get like 2 kind of turns where you're getting keywords, and I don't really like the RNG around Victor. I don't, but it forces the opponents to deal with it, and that's kind of where it gets the RNG out a little bit, because you still have to deal with him. He's like Zoe, right? Like,
yep,
you
have to
do
deal
something. You have to do something.
Yep, that's true.
But yeah, like Victor is a ticking time bomb.
So I have to ask a question. Have you played with a level Victor on board, and gotten something out of it? Like, were you able to like ballista bot for free? I mean, ignition for free.
There was one game where I dealt lethal because I had 4 mushrooms in my hand, and I swung in with like a 3-unit board, Victor, bot, and something else.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a sentry, and they didn't block the ballistic bot, so I was able to just dump all the mushrooms out of my hand and use their augment to get lethal.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yes, it was awesome.
But yeah, no, I think this is a well-made deck, honestly.
Yeah, it struggles with the wide boards, but other than that, you can beat anything.
That's cool.
Thought about Shunpo. It didn't fit. It didn't fit. I couldn't fit it.
Oh, Shampoo. Yo, what if you played a one of might? Just for the trolls, just to swing in with Swain and do damage. That'd be funny. It'd be funny as hell. And then if you don't need it, you can like slump treasure it away.
I don't know.
I mean, that's something I would do. I wouldn't think you would do that, but it's just for the trolls. But also because you could like get some crazy lethals from it, because technically you'd be doing like how much is Swain? I forgot. Yeah, you'd be doing like 3 plus whatever gets through.
Yeah.
And who knows? With this deck especially, I feel like you bring them down pretty low. Especially if they let Ballista Bot live for mad turns. Like, if they let Ballista Bot live, could just easily get them low. But, oh, you know what I just thought about? Since they can see what is on Terra now, you gonna play a game?
Let's play a game.
Alright, I'll use the deck you saw.
I can use whatever I want.
Oh, I thought you was gonna use the same. I thought you were gonna use the deck.
I will.
Oh, okay. I mean, you don't have to. It's up to you.
I got you, dude. I want to. I like this deck. Oh no. Plaza is on the map. Okay, I have to minimize. I can't look at your screen.
Yes, please. Ooh, spicy. Are we about to do it to him?
I feel like your deck is favored here.
Well, you got ways to stop it.
Of course I do.
Alright, I'm feeling this. Okay, I can get behind this.
What, no pass on Lucian? So, with your deck, you want to be on evens, by the way. Like, it's like you want to be on evens.
Well, had to get that out somehow.
You always do this to me. You leave these hard decisions in my hand.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, just get out of here. I don't even want you swinging.
Wow.
Stop it.
Damn. Sure. Join me if you want to live.
That's right.
Making the dead deader.
Jeez. Ah. Get anything good?
I don't know. You gotta do something for me to find out. I'm down. Where that sentry at?
No, don't rally.
I got ways to find me mushrooms. My gun does the talking.
What are you doing over there?
Oh, I'm chilling.
Gosh. Dude, I love these voice lines.
Sentinels of light don't fear the dark.
Dude, she is scary.
What happened? Okay. Nah, I'm good.
game face on. Shoot, man, what are you winding up for? You're scaring me. Ah! Uh-oh. See, this kind of matchup is where single combat would be really, really good for you.
That's true.
It could be something to think about. Because like I feel like I've got you pretty locked up. I feel like I do.
Yeah. Oh, what am I doing?
Yeah, the low interactability.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It is. It's pretty tough.
I mean, if you pull a Grand Plaza off, and I don't have any, like, I'm literally teched to play against Grand Plaza.
Grand Plaza.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm definitely super teched to play against it. But
Did you have another what's the name? Oh yeah, you just played it. Yep, I had another Grand Plaza, but I didn't want to play it because it was gonna set me behind.
I had an aftershock in my hand at like turn 5.
Yeah.
I was just sitting on it. I top decked the other one.
Yeah, I don't really have that much interactability, honestly. I mean, maybe that's why people are playing single combat. Maybe that's why.
It could be. I mean, you can do some pretty weird stuff with single combat and like Lucian Senna or Lucian alone.
I never drew Lucian either.
Yeah, it stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drew like near perfect.
Wow.
Like, pretty much near perfect.
I mean, I had the Plaza for 3, but I was just like, damn. I didn't have any combos early. I didn't draw Butcher till late. I didn't draw Bark Beast until late. I drew Bark Beast off of the what's the name? The Stalking Shadows. But I was just like, I don't really want to play this.
Yeah.
But I had the Remembrance combo play, but I just couldn't do anything with it that turn.
Yeah, it's the trick is trying to pull that off with a Plaza on board. Then you're like, what?
Yeah, and then get to attack at the same time, because I actually did get a good pull, but I just needed a round of attack to do something with it. That was the issue. So maybe that turn that I attacked first, maybe that was a misplay. That was probably a misplay. Maybe I should have waited.
Yeah, I mean,
or maybe I should have
like
tried to play Plaza that turn. because then I could have got you down to a low mana before I attacked. Maybe I should have did that.
Yeah, I think that could have pulled it off. Like, not open swinging against Noxus with a damaged Hecarim. Like, your Hecarim was damaged, so I was able to just flock it out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was thinking too hard about Rekindler, honestly, because I could have played this whenever. Because I had to be honest, I had Rekindler since turn 1, so I was thinking about Rekindler. I got tunneled for playing Rekindler. I really did. I tunneled, but I don't know. Usually this deck has more combos. I didn't really draw any combos, honestly. I didn't really draw anything early. But all right, everybody. That is the podcast for tonight. So we will be back here. Swerve, are you good on Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll be back here next Tuesday, playing some more Runeterra. I think next week. Well, they said we're not gonna get a balanced patch until February, so I mean we could just talk about more decks and more cards that we dislike and stuff like that.
We'll just keep talking about Go Hard
until it gets hit, right? No, I think there are other cards in that deck that definitely needs to be talked about as well, though. But all right, we'll see everybody next week. Hope to see everybody there. Thanks for coming to the stream. Also, thank you to the YouTube people that are gonna see this week. I'm gonna make sure it is uploaded on Wednesday, which is tomorrow.
which is today.
Wait, isn't today? Oh yeah. Wait, today's Wednesday?
Yeah, man.
Oh my god.
Get cracking.
Okay. No. Okay. I didn't. Yo, I'm sorry. My brain is literally fried right now. I'm gonna upload it tomorrow then, because I won't be able to finish it tonight. I will definitely be able to finish it when I come home tomorrow. So I will upload it tomorrow on Thursday. Our usual time to upload is, I'm gonna make it Wednesdays for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
But for this week, because we're recording on a Wednesday, I'm gonna make sure that I upload it on Thursday, which is tomorrow. So tune in for that. I hope to see everyone there tomorrow or Thursday. All right, see you guys then. All right, later, everybody.